Hi, welcome to Noni's Crafty Kids. I'm Noni. Today we're going to be learning this bracelet. I call it Lauryn's Charm Bracelet or Lauryn's Wildflower Charm Bracelet. Here's another version made by Emma. See, last week I gave the Crafty Kids a challenge. I told them I needed them to invent a rainbow loom bracelet or a rainbow loom project that used these little charms made by Rainbow Fun Charms. See what they could create. So this is the bracelet that Lauryn came up with, and this is the bracelet that Mary came up with. And here's the necklace that I came up with. So we have a separate video for Larry's bracelet. This is the double fishtail ladder with charms. And today we'll do Lauryn's Wildflower bracelet with charms. Let's take a closer look at these two. I wanted you to see this bracelet as it is out flat, so I haven't put the final charm on it yet. These flowers are very similar to the Rainbow Bloom bracelet or the Rainbow Bloom charms. It's the same kind of flower based on the starburst pattern with fluffy loose petals, but you can see this best from the other side. Each flower has a loop on either side that links it to the next, creating a chain of flowers that can be held together with C-clip or with the clips that come with the Rainbow Fun Charms. I also want you to notice that these fun charms take up a good bit of space. The little monkey with the two clips is just as wide as an entire flower with clips. So, in order to make the bracelet the right size for your wrist, if you have more charms, you'll have fewer flowers. So on this one, there'll just be 2 charms. So we have a little ape or monkey with 2 flowers, another monkey, 2 flowers, and then that will hook around like this to make the bracelet. Now, on Emma's bracelet, she used the same design, exactly the same. Here you can see the back of the flower, but she wanted to use 3 charms, and so she only has 3 flowers in her bracelet. So in the bracelet that we'll be making today in this tutorial, I have 3 of the glitter charms and 3 blossoms. And the glitter charms attach just slightly differently. So let's get going. So first of all, we're going to start with 2 green bands, and they're just green because it's a good contrasting color to the rest of the flower, and it's very natural to have leaves on either side of a blossom. So we begin with a figure 8 doubled band, just as if it were going to be a cap band, and we stretch it over the center pegs, first and second center pegs. Now we're going to skip the 3rd peg. Make another figure 8 doubled over itself just like a cap band. Put it on 4 and 5 pegs. There. So we have doubled cap band type loop over 1 and 2 of the center peg bar. Skip the 3rd peg. Put another one over 4 and 5. Okay. Now we'll start placing this chain that goes around the center of the flower and holds everything together. So on mine, I'm going to start with gray. That will be the chain, but it goes here. On the Rainbow Bloom, it goes like this, but we're going to place it like this, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. Now we continue on around the hexagon, as you would, pushing down, and you want these doubled cap bands to be all the way down. But we're not going to go back to the start. We're going to continue clockwise around the hexagon. Right back to the beginning. Push this all the way down. Push that down. Now you're going to lift your first band and put it over that one. Okay? Now you can see why, because we have a complete circle here with every band is positioned the same way. So you have one end under and one end over on every single loop. So that's a big difference from the Rainbow Bloom pattern. Now we're going to start with the petals, and again, this time we're going to start like the Rainbow Bloom does up here at the 1 o'clock position. Come all the way around, pushing down but keeping them in their correct order. Coming clockwise. We end at the top. Now, we're going to put a cap band here. And I'm going to use black for the cap band. Sort of like a black-eyed Susan. But mainly so we can see the difference. Now, I doubled that. I'm going to twist it again and put it 3 times around because I want this to be quite tight. Okay, I'll take that off and show you again. Double and triple. Put it over that center peg. There we go. Now, I'm going to finish this one like this. The next one we do, we'll put additional bands on for these stand-up petals. But this one we're going to make very basic, and we'll just start looping now. We begin looping the petals, but we're not going to loop the first one this way. You better turn it around. All right, we're not going to loop this one backwards. We're going to begin all of them from the center, including the very first one. So we'll come in here, grab it, hold the cap band down, pull it back, and over the peg, over itself. Now the second one, pull the cap band back, grab that, back on itself. Push the cap band back, grab the third petal. Now, until we get up to the top, these become easier as we go. There's our teardrop shape. Now we come up here to this one at the top. The cap band is already pulled back for us. So that one's very easy. That's number 4. 5th one. And up to the top. And there. Right, that's how we're looping our petals. Now I want the bottom gray one and I'm going to go counterclockwise. That's so that everything on this peg is caught in this loop. Next one, get the bottom loop up and over. You see how everything's caught and everything's secure other than that green cap band. Okay? Next one, moving counterclockwise. We're going to go all the way around this hexagon. Each time grabbing the bottom band. And there we are. Coming in here. Make sure I'm on camera. Bring it up. Around the peg gently. And done. Here's the last one. Bring it. Now I didn't get inside those. I need to get inside all of those bands. Grab it, pull it up gently, wiggle it back and forth until I get it released. I'm going to bring another hook right like this to loosen this tension. So I can bring that around and over. You don't need that twisted. And once again, there we go. Now I'm going to do that. Release the tension again till I get that teardrop shape. And there we go. This one is pulled out like this because it's caught in this first one. All right. So the only one that's not caught now is this one that we pulled that came last. Now we can come in here, grab this, bring it all the way around and over. That's okay. This slipped off the peg, but that's perfectly okay because now it's caught in the cap band. We'll just put it over there so it's nice and neat. I'm going to rotate the loom, come back here, get the other cap band, bring it out. I'm going to change the direction of my hook here. And there we go. Okay. Now, all of this can be lifted off, and these are ready to place in So our first flower is done, and I'm just going to move this over here. Out of the way as we begin the next flower. So we'll do it exactly the same way. Double one of our green bands, put it over two of the center pegs and push it down as far as you can get it to go. You can even pull it down around the base of the peg like this, just to get it out of the way, because you're not going to use this until the very last stage of making the flower. Okay, and the second one, figure 8, doubled over itself, skip this peg, put it on the next two. Push it all the way down, as far as it'll go. All right. Instead of beginning on the center peg, we're going to begin off to the side, then work clockwise, creating a circle in which each rubber band overlaps the one before it. Push that down, continue around the circle, pushing the bands down as we go. Push that down. Here's the sixth one. So we pick up this side of the first, bring it over there. So we've got a continuous overlapping hexagon or circle. Okay. Now we'll begin the petals. We begin on this peg at 1 o'clock. Push this all the way down and continue clockwise. And one more. Now it's time for that triple cap band using the black, and we'll show you a different way. If you have trouble with the triple or quadruple cap bands, you can use this little tool that comes with your rainbow loom. Push all those center bands down, put this over the top of that peg, and then just slide it down over the end of the tool. And there you have. And everything's still in order. Bring that up a little bit. Now, I'm going to put another row right on top of the first row, going around in the circle. These will be the fluffy petals. But we still make this flower in the same way. Okay. Those are just additional bands that we loop through. We don't ever actually loop these bands as such. Okay, so now we turn the loom around. So we'll start. As soon as we turn the loom, push the black cap band or your center cap band out of the way. Hold it down with a finger. I find this is the most difficult band to loop. Okay, bring it around and over itself. There's our teardrop shape. Now they're easier because this first petal holds that cap band back. We're going to go counterclockwise. And that's holding it. There we go. You know you're doing it correctly when you get that teardrop shape. Up and over. Come into the side. Grab the next one. Up and over, and here. All right, now we're ready to loop the chain, and we want to get down and get the bottom band that's coming from this direction, right there. I know it's the gray color bands are a little bit difficult to see. I could have chosen a better color for the video. So to the forward peg. Push them down, reach in, find that bottom band, up, into the forward peg. And continue right around that hexagon in a counterclockwise direction. Now you do not want to catch these, this double cap band down there. And come in here, reach down and get this bottom band. Wiggle it back and forth to loosen it. Okay, there we go. There's our teardrop shape. The next one, nope, that's not the bottom band. Let go of that. Over to the side where I can see it. Gently ease it off that peg. And down here. Okay, we have one more to go. Reach down inside that. Inside, grab it, bring it out around the peg, bring in another tool to loosen all that tension without breaking a band. And there's our teardrop shape. It's gotten twisted onto that pink. Now, you can look on the sides, make sure all of the gray bands and the white bands are caught. Now we're ready to do the green. Cap band is not really a good word for that. Maybe we could call them the end bands. First I'm going to get these loose petals, lift it up and over the peg, because I don't want those loose petals caught up in the end band. This is difficult because it's going around the back of that peg, and there's nothing to grab here in the channel. So I have to come over to the side, lift it up, and then around the peg. And if the other bands come loose in this pattern, that's okay at this point, because they're actually caught and secured. Now I'm going to come here, and before I loop it, I want to move these loose petals out of the way, because I do not want to catch these in this end band. So reach under, grab that very, very bottom set of bands and bring it out over the first peg. So this flower is finished, and you see we're not connected here. We're going to connect the flowers with the charms. Come here before I start the next one. I like to move these bands off to the side so there's no danger of confusing them. We'll put them over on this peg, and we're ready to begin our last flower. Begin figure 8 with the green bands over 2 center pegs. Repeat. Skipping 1 peg, put them over and push them all the way down as far as they can go. Okay, right down to the base of your loom. All right. I'm going to start with the gray chain. Do not begin in the center, but move it over 1 and push that end all the way down. Second band, push it all the way down. Continue clockwise, down, around, putting them on at a slant, which simply makes that band easier to find when we're doing our looping. And now we bring this back, and now it goes over the center. Okay, there's our hexagon, a full hexagon or a circle with overlapping bands. Come to the center, begin at 1 o'clock. And again, working clockwise. You can fast forward since we've done this twice, and you probably have caught on by now. And there. Okay, and we can stop here and begin looping as we did on the first one. Well, we can begin looping after we add this cap band, a triple cap band. Use my blue tool, push those center petals down, slide that right off the tool. There you have a cap band, nice and neat. So now I'm going to start putting the loose petals around. And just because we can, we'll push those down a little bit. Come in and put another layer of loose petals. And I'm using contrasting colors, which makes the looping easier, and we can tell the difference between each layer of bands. But if you want to, and you can have confidence in yourself, you can make them all the same color. There. Now we begin looping the first row of petals, which are the white ones. Turn the loom around. Come in underneath the cap band. Grab the first petal, bring it out and down. Now we're working counterclockwise. Maybe you've heard the term bandy shanks. That's an old British word for counterclockwise. Maybe before everybody in the world knew how to tell time or knew about clocks, this is bandy shanks direction. And our last petal. Push them down. And we're going to start counterclockwise, bandy shanks, reaching all the way down through all those petals and find the bottom chain. Bring it over. And good, we got the right one because there is our teardrop shape. You, of course, will do this much more quickly because you don't have to describe everything as you do it. And you don't have to worry about keeping your loom on camera. There. Reaching down inside, grabbing the bottom loop, bring it up. Once again, grabbing that bottom loop. Make sure I haven't picked up anything else along the way. There. And out. Once again, this one we have to come over to the side to grab. And I turn my hook. Am I in? I'm not sure I'm inside everything, so I'm going to let that go. Come down inside again. Just absolutely sure I'm inside everything. Gently wiggle it. That's very, very tight, so let's loosen some of that tension. Just like that. And now remove the dog hair. That happens when you have dogs in the house. The hair is everywhere. Right. Down in. Push all things back and grab that one. No, I don't like. Aha! That must not come off yet. Put that on. Now, more carefully this time. Grab it and hold these down with my finger. Got it? Over the top. There we go. 6 teardrop shapes. We're doing well. Now I'm going to get all of these petals out of the way. Of the cap band. More there. Alright. Come down inside the white petals and the chain. Bring this up. There. Round the peg. And we have it. Come back here. Bring the loose petals up. And that last blue one likes to stay put. There. Come down. First I'm going to loosen that up a little bit. Got it? Come down. Hook it. I can see it from the side. Got it. Make sure nothing but the green, nothing but that end band is on there. And there we have our 3 flowers, and they're each going to be a little bit different. Now we're ready for our charms. And this is one pattern where the charms are not optional. If we don't have the charms, we don't hold the bracelet together. So, now, on several of our other bracelets, we've been using these cute little animal charms. And that is what Emma used in Emma's version of Lauryn's charm bracelet. And the animal charms already have a clip attached. They have 2 clips, one on each side, that work exactly the way a C-clip works. Okay? But I'm going to do something a little bit different here, instead of using one of the animal charms, I'm going to use a glitter charm to add a little bling to this bracelet. So I have these come in packs with different designs, all in the same pack. So I'm going to start with this on one end. I'm going to begin here. I'm going to put my hook down through the end band. Try not to lift it off the peg yet. Grab both ends of the rubber band that's on the charm, and then I'm going to make a slip knot by drawing the entire charm through the rubber band, just like that. And now that can be taken right off the loom. So we're going to slide this rubber band back through the connector. So that'll be ready when we're ready to connect both ends of the bracelet. So for now, I'm going to grab my peace symbol charm and work the same way. I want it to face this way, facing up. So I'm going to begin here. Okay, grab both ends of that band, bring it through the end bands and over the entire charm. And there's the slip knot, nice and secure. I'm going to go down and put the third charm on our flower. I've got the heart. Reach down through the end band, grab both loops, draw them up, and form a slip knot by putting them over the entire charm, just like this. There we go. Now, I'm going to use some C-clips just as safety catches on these three end loops. Okay? Okay, bring the C-clip up and under. And now we can remove this flower. I like to use the hook because I don't want to take a risk of breaking any bands at this stage. So there's our first flower. I'm going to bring this down here. Bring my hook through those end bands. Now the C-clip can come off. I'm going to grab these two, bring them through, and up and over both the flower and the first charm. Okay, the whole thing through, Give it a little tug. There we are. Right, now we're going to do it again with this one. We'll do it without a C-clip this time. Bring that up. We're going to bring this around and through. All right, and just as we did before, we're going to bring it, open that up, bring the flower through, and the charm. Give it a little gentle tug. And there we are. 2 flowers, 3 charms. And now we're ready for this one. You can use the C-clip while you're moving it, or if you have enough confidence, you can just leave it on your hook. Draw that flower off the loom. Okay, this is going to come around this way. Grab those bands, bring them through, and now we don't have any way to finish this off. There's nothing to loop it around. So what we're going to do is grab both ends like this, bring them around to the back of the bracelet and form a double knot. You could use a C-clip, but I prefer not to have that extra piece on the bracelet that might distract from the design. So bring this up, grab it, and just form a double knot. Okay? And that tucks back behind. You can pull it right into the back of the flower to get it out of the way. Like that. And there we have 3 different flowers. A bud with closed petals, a blooming flower, and one in full bloom with lots and lots of petals. And we have 3 charms. And this is Lauryn's charm bracelet. So if you like this design, please check the box down at the bottom below the screen and subscribe to Noni's Crafty Kids so you'll see all of the new bracelet, charm, action figure, and other designs that we're making on our rainbow loom. See you next time around.